So, we have a female doctor. Ha 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 ha. My god, have I never seen a bunch of dude bros be so angry. Arguments ranged from the profound to the profane, often both at the same time, from the more troll type people. Nobody Wants a TARDIS Full of Bras, written by Brian from London, was one of my favourites. Quite the contrary, Brian. Everyone wants a TARDIS full of bras. I'm not going to talk about them today because I think all of us here can accept that those people are idiots. I'm not going to poke that fire. However, I did see a couple of interesting arguments against female doctor, and I wanted to talk about them today because I don't agree with their reasons why they're worried about a female doctor, but I do understand them. I want to almost reassure people and also try and get in my head how I feel about a female doctor. So that's what we're going to do today. As most people, I think, have clocked on to, there seems to be a growing trend in 2017 and late 2016 of main film franchises having female leads. It's probably because of a couple of reasons, some of them purer than others. The more positive reasons are the fact that filmmakers are realising that women can be more than just the sidekick, and they can have as much of a variance of roles as men can, and they can play the lead, and they can be good at it. I don't think that's a bad thing. There are probably less pure reasons for this as well, mostly the money. It's sort of the same situation I feel with, for example, the Pink Pound, where companies were like, hey, if we make gay themed things for gay people to buy, then gay people will buy the gay themed things. And it's the same thing with films at the moment. Women like films. If we make films for women, then women will watch them. Well done! Yes! Women and gay people have money too. Well, some of the women and the gay people have money, not all of them. Am I necessarily happy about being bought out by a load of corporations for my money? No. Is it working? Probably. But ultimately, at the end of the day, is this really such a bad thing in the grand scheme of things? There are bigger orange political fish to fry. Of all of the trends that have happened recently, it's either women being in films or sparkly, sexy vampires. Take your pick. And the funny thing about the women versus sparkly vampire debate is that women, we exist. In fact, if you haven't noticed, we account for about half of the population on the planet. Sparkly vampires? I would say there was a lesser population of them around. And so what I think people fail to realise is that when a woman, especially a girl, say, when this girl sees this other girl, a bigger, brighter, bolder girl doing all of these amazing things on film or on TV. Oh my god, that's so inspiring. And furthermore, in the case of Doctor Who, gender fluid people, hey look, we have to use a they pronoun now for the Doctor. That's kind of cool too. When I found out that it was a female Doctor, I screamed, "They're a girl!" really, really loudly, and I burst into tears, and I'm fucking nearly 20. And that was amazing because I'd watched that show for like 10 years, and when I saw that coming through, my inner 10-year-old was like, oh my god, I could be the Doctor. I felt so excited and so happy that I just burst into tears, and my like 4 and 6-year-old cousins were like, the fuck is she doing? Why is she crying? We're on holiday, for fuck's sake. No one cares about this. If this is causing a reaction like that in millions and millions of people worldwide, is that such a bad thing? I can understand people going, oh, how would you feel if, you know, someone took a female character and made them into a male character? If you think it's unfair, the fact that one of these male role models has turned into a female role model, my reply to that would be, there are so many male role models in media. So many. You've got 50 years of male lead role models in that show alone. In comparative, there is very small amounts of female well-developed main characters and role models. People of colour well-developed main characters and role models, people in the LGBTQIA plus community role models, anyone who is in any sort of minority, we are going to have less characters representing us than you, which means that every single one is so precious and so important. Art should be a reflection of reality, and therefore statistically the amount of representation that this type of person gets should be equal to the amount of that type of person exists in real life. About 50% of the population are female. Therefore, 50% of main characters should be female. So you may think boys are losing all of their male role models and we're gonna get to a point where there's none for boys. There is a lot. Do not worry, you're not going to run out. What's happening right now is that representation is shifting just a little bit more even, and that's why you notice it, because it definitely is a very new thing to have this well-developed female main character in, for example, a sci-fi franchise or a fantasy franchise or in a historical franchise. That is something which should be more normal than it is now, and it shouldn't be a big thing that there is a female character as the main role because half of the population are female. In conclusion, I always come back to the same point, and that is that people, no matter who they are, no matter what they are, deserve to see themselves reflected in stories. They deserve to see themselves reflected in TV and in films and in books and in any form of creative media. People deserve to see themselves in that because ultimately stories are a way for us as humans to not feel so alone. They're a way of growing empathy between people and understanding different people, which means that it is so important to have that representation and that diversity, and therefore yes, there is a female Doctor, and no matter what the reasons, I still don't think it's a bad thing. What do you guys think? Please leave your comments down below. I know I'm like 3 weeks fucking late to this party, but oh well, I'm just 3 weeks late to everything usually anyway. I want to hear your thoughts about the new Doctor Who. Tell me about your week. How are you? What are you doing with your life? I will see you guys soon. Yes, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye!